Navy or?
I was in the Navy. I was on a ship in Okinawa. At that time, our ship had soldiers. We had a full load of soldiers on the ship, and we knew Okinawa was maybe 400 miles from Japan. It's not all that far, and we knew where we were going. We knew we were going to Japan because all the islands had been secured, and the war, and there wasn't any more islands. I don't think to win. Mm-hmm. So we knew we were on our way to Japan, and they were flying. I was in Okinawa, and they were flying kamikaze planes. The Japanese were flying these planes, suicide planes, and they were flying them mainly into battleships, fighting ships. But we were there. We were right there where the war was going on. But at that time, most of the war was over. So the islands had been secured, but there was still war going on there where we were.
So you saw these kamikazes?
They were flying, and we were putting up smoke screens over our ship, because our ship wasn't a fighting ship. Mm-hmm. But there were several ships that were hit in that area. I don't remember just exactly what ships. I've forgotten. They were hit pretty close to where we were. They were fighting ships, like the cruisers, mm-hmm. and ships like that, with the kamikaze planes. Mm-hmm. But that's the closest I got to the war. We were within about 400 miles of Japan, and we were waiting for an invasion to take place. And it had been like another D-Day, and D-Day was a terrible loss of people, and it was a terrible thing. But we were really happy. Well, I was happy just when they declared the war over. The bomb stopped the war. Mm-hmm. Nothing. They didn't do anything else that could. They stopped the world war. So I was happy. It was a great day for me.
It was.
I was close enough to the war. I was as close as I really wanted to be. I guess I wasn't much of a hero or anything. But I was as close to Japan as I really wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, when the atomic bomb ended the war, you were like just going. What were your emotions? Like, did you want to just go home and be with your family?
Yeah, that's all we were thinking about going home. The guys that had been in the military longer than me, they got on the ship and went home almost immediately after the bombs dropped and the war was declared over. They were going home almost immediately. I had to stay because I hadn't been in the service that long. Mm-hmm. But the old guys who'd been in a long time, they were ready to go home, and they put them on another ship and got away, and they were gone back to the States. And anybody could go home was really happy to do that at that time.
So you stayed a little more time in the Navy after the war ended?
I stayed about 6 months from that time. The war was over till I got out. Our ship came back to the States and went through the Panama Canal and over to Norfolk, Virginia. And that's where we decommissioned the ship. It was well, let's see, the ship was just about a year old at that time. And it had been brand new and used about 1 year. And then it was ready to be decommissioned. They said they were going to put it in mothballs. They were going to put sort of like plastic over it, and it's going to, but they wound up scuttling all the ships. They sunk them somewhere out there in the ocean. Mm. So the ship was about a year. It had a lifetime of about 1 year. Well, if you count the time after the war was over, it'd be maybe a little over a year.
Do you remember what your ship was called?
It's USS Collingsworth. It was named after a county in Texas, Collingsworth County. I'd often liked to go into Collingsworth County, but I'd never been there. But it was named after that county. And I don't know. See, they had a lot of those ships that time. There were a lot of troops at that. And well, I'd never been to the county. I'd kind of like to go down there and see if they have any history of the ship there. All my records got away from me some way. You know, we had a history of the ship, and I should have kept it, but I might have just thrown it away. I can't remember. But I can't this time. I can't tell you, all the places we went. But I would have if I'd have kept that history. That they kept one, and we had one. Everybody had one on the ship there. But I lost a lot of it.
Now that the war's over, the war ended, what's your reflection over it, like over the war?
Well, it became a great time for the United States. The United States became a world power, the United States became a great country after World War II. It had never been before, the great country that it was after World War II. I don't mean it was a powerful country, like it's a kind of the leader of the free world, all after World War II. So it really made this country a great country, and as a world power.
So you're saying that the World War II helped the United States become the country it is today?
I think it did, yes, I think that's right.
Okay.
I believe it did.
Well, thank you for your time, and I had a really nice time hearing your story.
Well, I've just do what little I could, not much, but
Thank you.
It's nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Maybe you might ought to delete some of those things.